frequently visit Delhi by road not only get relief from Delhi's heavy traffic jams, but you will also pay less toll tax. The South Delhi Municipal Corporation has opted for a special method for this. A new technology, radio frequency identification device database has been linked with FASTag and has mandated the entry of commercial vehicles with RFID tags at all 124 toll points of Delhi from September 1. 2022 South Delhi Municipal Corporation will charge commercial vehicle operators a lower toll tax. Commercial vehicles now have to buy a different type of chip on Delhi's borders. According to the corporation, with the current system in place, there are frequent traffic jams. There are a total of 124 border points in Delhi where these vehicles have to pay toll tax. Out of this, RFID system have now been installed at 30 major locations. This make about 85% of the commercial vehicles traffic in Delhi. The cost of interrogation at a border point come to at least rupees 1.15 crore. While the project was earlier being carried by under the supervision of the Environment Pollution Control Authority, the Commission for Air Quality Management is now working under NCR. In Madhya Pradesh, the second wave of COVID-19 is almost on the verge of extinction, but dengue is becoming a new problem. The number of dengue patients is increasing everywhere. The government is also worried about the present condition. In the Indore district, 17 new dengue cases were reported on Sunday. With this, the total number of dengue cases in the district increased to 139. People are being advised to clear accumulating water in the air coolers, tanks, pots, vases, old tires, useless containers, empty plots must be kept clean. Also use chemicals 50% solution, BTI powder and BTI liquid for larvae control. The campaign Dengue Se Jang Janta Ke Sang has been started from 15 September. Because of the current situation, the government decided to launch this campaign. The government officials will continue to do their job. Fumigation, larva destruction, sanitation, clear water accumulation, making medicines available, etc. will be done by the government. But this war can only be fought with the cooperation of the people. Amid fear of third possible wave of deadly coronavirus, the World Health Organization (WHO) is likely to give its nod to Bharat Biotech's anti-coronavirus vaccine Covaxin this week. Covaxin has been authorized for emergency use in India and has also been exported to several countries, but it has not yet received an emergency use listing from the World Health Organization. Bharat Biotech made available all the necessary documents and data related to the trial to the organization in the month of July. The vaccine was being reviewed by technical expert for emergency use. Dr. Poonam Singh, WHO Regional Director for Southeast Asia, said in July that a technical expert committee was reviewing the dossier. Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Sinovac and Sinopharm has been given emergency use listing EUL by WHO. It is to be noted that the Bharat Biotech had submitted the trial data, the third phase of Made in India COVID-19 vaccine to DCGI. Earlier, DCGI has given permission for emergency use of Covaxin in India in the month of January. on the basis of phase 1 and phase 2 trial data. This trial was done in 25 places in India. Tourism and Sports Minister has confirmed Bangkok, Chonburi, Prachuap Khiri Khan and Chiang Mai will begin implementing their tourism reopening plans on October 1st as planned. The 21 other provinces will follow suit on October 15. He admitted the high number of new COVID-19 infection is a major hindrance but said the ministry is fully prepared for the reopening. Phetchaburi is ready to reopen to tourists on October 1st with effective COVID-19 controls to reduce the threat of new infections. Strict disease control measures remain in place to contain infection. Cluster bubble and seal measures applied at factories and market have reduced the incidence of the disease, he said. Public Health Office chief said that 54% of targeted groups in the provinces have been vaccinated, comprising mainly people aged 60 years and over and people with any of 7 underlying conditions and pregnant women. Vaccination would reach 70% when more vaccine arrive, doctors said. The Ministries of Education and Public Health have agreed that schools in provinces heavily hit by COVID-19 can resume their on-site education when at least 85% of their staff and students have been vaccinated against the disease and all of them undergo regular antigen kits. Announcing the agreement, Director General of Department of Health said the 85% vaccination requirement would apply to school staff, teachers and students in 29 maximum and strict control provinces, including Bangkok and nearby provinces, and 37 maximum control provinces. Apart from the vaccination requirement, schools in dark red and red zone will also limit the number of their students in each class at 25. School personnel, teachers and students must pass antigen tests twice a week in dark red zone and 1 or 2 tests a week in red zones, he said. Online studying cannot continue forever. Students need to learn at school as normal because it has impacts on their interaction with the peers and society, and many activities cannot be organized completely online, doctor said. As of September 5, 88% of teacher and staff at school were vaccinated against COVID-19. As of September 11, 74,932 students with disease received their first jab of the Pfizer vaccine and 3,241 had 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine.